else we need, yeah. Man, I got it, wow.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Box Seats. This is your host, Frank Holder. This is where we talk about the show. We talk about sports with comedians. Let's get ready to bring the comics in and get the show started. My man Howie Bell's in the building. Howie, how you doing, sir?
What's up, Frank? What's up, brother? How you feeling, man?
I'm doing all right, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Trap music versus hip hop. Old school, baby.
There it is. There it is.
What we do.
My man Damian Jones in the building. D Jones, how you doing, sir?
Welcome to Atlanta, where the players play. What's up, ATL? Shout out to ATL today, man. And RIP to the purple one, Prince. Shout out to Prince too. Prince Day.
Prince Day. Okay. Let me bring in filmmaker Jason Hayes. Jay, how you doing, sir?
Hey, Howie D. Jones, who's this dude?
Who?
Which dude?
Who's hosting? I don't know. That's what dude been.
That's white chocolate, ain't it?
Yeah, that's white chocolate.
No, this is white chocolate. Boy,
Not to be mistaken.
Boy, I'm trying to tell you, boy, y'all won't let me have it. Boy. Y'all won't let me have it. Oh man, first of all, before we even jump into the show, man, I want to do like 30-second thing about the Michael Jackson movie for a purpose of that filmmaker Jason Hayes will absolutely love. I want to make sure that we push this thing so people can go see it, because I saw 2 days ago, I don't know if you guys have been people that they were expecting it to make 45-50 million. Then while I was talking to D Jones about it earlier today, then they put out a word saying it's going to be expected to make 150 to 200 million. I want to put it out there that y'all need to go out and see this movie and support it, because it's a really, first of all, it's a really good movie. And I'm not a Michael Jackson fan like that, but I love good storytelling and I love a good black film. No matter how you chop it up, I love it. And this is by far one of the best ones. So I wanted to put that out, my PSA about that. You know what I mean? And
got to support, fellas.
Yeah, you got to. And I'm pretty sure that people are gonna go see it twice this weekend. Not once, but twice. That's how much I'm thinking is gonna be dope, because my wife and her friends are all talking about it. My mom and them are talking about it. All the Michael Jackson fans in my circle, black or white, they all talking about it. And I want that, to go out and support it, because we get a good movie like this, then we're gonna get more. You know what I mean? So
I got my ticket already.
Black or white, no pun intended.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it works, though, viewers.
Yeah.
If you don't support it opening weekend, or at least the first 2 weekends, they're gonna say it's not successful. So we don't need to make these movies because there's no audience for it. Show them that there is.
And that's coming from a filmmaker, so he would know. He would definitely know.
As the resident redneck here, I understand the Michael Jackson stuff. All right, whatever. But I am a fan of his music. He was incredible, and I'm definitely interested to see this film.
Well, I'm glad you said that white chocolate, because Michael Jackson had white fans too. He had black fans, white fans. He had fans of all nationalities. So, and I expect them to all come out and support. It's not just a black film. It's a film for everybody. So, all right. So y'all ready to jump in? Because there was a lot of stuff to talk about. Howie, I got to put you up first. Like how I always do, Howie. I put you up here and then I talk about the first story, man. So the first story today, Howie Bell, is we got to talk about Billy Donovan surprising the NBA by leaving the Chicago Bulls after,
6 years.
Yeah, it seemed like there was some kind of stuff going back and forth with the inner office with the Chicago Bulls, because the Chicago Bulls fired Arturius Karnavovis and GM Mark Eversley a couple of weeks ago, but then it seems like Chicago wanted to keep him, but he said, you know what, I'm going to help you all out. I'm going to leave. I was surprised by this, Howie, because it's Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan was an excellent coach. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody would say he's a bum coach, but he didn't really have a lot of great players to work with, and maybe he got sick and tired of it. I don't know. What's your take on Billy Donovan leaving, Howie?
You just said it though. They probably didn't give him enough to work with, man. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, he got frustrated. He used to a certain standard, and they wasn't reciprocating. That's probably what happened. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you know what? I'm too old for this shit, and I'm out of here. That's pretty much what it could sound like to me.
Yeah. Well, I will just leave it with this, Howie. Do you think that he should have left, or you think he should have stayed? What's your thoughts on him leaving and staying?
I don't. I'm in the air about that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, does he have another job lined up, or does he not care? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people get to the point where they don't care, or they got something lined up. You know what I'm saying? So is he going into broadcasting? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Is he going to take on that other career everybody else does in gambling and sports? I don't know what he's about to do. You know what I'm
Oh, he
saying?
might go
But
back to college. He might go back to college. It'd be
he might
interesting.
go back to college. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So he may have something else, lined up for him. But either way, he didn't want to stay in Chicago. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, it says a lot. D.
Yeah.
Jones, when you hear that an NBA coach resigns, when this other NBA coach should resign, and he's like, he resigns, he doesn't even get fired. What's the first thing that goes through your mind? And do you think that this is a good thing he left?
Well, then they get rid of like the GM, and the president.
They clean house.
Yeah, they clean the house. And Chicago ain't really been good since Derrick Rose was there. I thought he was a better college coach, excellent college coach. Actually, I think didn't he go back to back in college?
That he did.
Yeah. I thought he was an excellent college coach. It seemed like that Ivy trade tore the whole thing down. Once Ivy got in there, it seemed like it all just. And they started the season great. Like they were winning games at the beginning of the season, and they were shocking people, and it just fell apart. I don't know what happened.
That brings me up to another question, which I'm opposed to filmmaker Jason Hayes. Do you think that the NBA players tuned him out, Jay? And you think that's what led cause to his resignation?
Nah, man, that's Billy Donovan. Billy has been successful at 2 NBA franchises before this stopped.
Right.
So we know that this dude can coach. But when I read a headline, and the person says after a series of thoughtful and extensive discussions with ownership regarding the future of the organization, I've decided to step away as a head basketball coach. And then the ownership says we wanted Billy to continue as our head coach. That was never in question. That tells me that he ain't like the conversation in the direction that they wanted to go in.
Yeah.
Like they already cleared the house out. He's like, listen, man, I mean, like who you trying to get? Who you gonna bring in? So whoever they were talking about, clearly he had no faith in those people. He's like, I'm not gonna stay here for that. And now bear in mind, the owner of the Bulls, Jerry Reinsdorf, is the same dude who owned the Bulls that we all heard about in The Last Dance. Notoriously cheap. He didn't want to pay Jordan. He didn't want to pay Pippen. He didn't want to pay, keep everything going together. So my guess is it's probably the same thing.
You bring up excellent points there. I can't knock anything you said. Steve, what's your take on this thing that as you hear everybody's response, and what's your 2 cents?
Well, I'm going to cross sports a little bit because, Frank, as you know, in Boston, we're dealing with that here with Alex Cora. He stayed in place, and they brought in new GMs, 2 of them. And it hasn't really gone well because of the same situation. And Billy Donovan is probably in the same situation. I think the ownership was trying to be smart and do the right thing and keep the coach. But 99% of the time, that dysfunction doesn't work when the GM and the coach are not aligned.
Right.
And, to the guy's point here, maybe they heard who they were going to bring in or what they were looking at, and not going to sign guys and not going to improve the team enough where he's going to coach a 30-win team again. He's like, you know what? I'm getting too old for this crap. I don't want to do this anymore. So I kind of don't blame him. He did the right thing.
Also in the news today, I'm not sure if you guys get a chance to see this, man. Mike Vrabel ended up coming to this podium today, Howie, and ended up getting a chance to talk. And he said he had some difficult conversations, with obviously management and ownership at the New England Patriots. We all know Mike Vrabel got caught with Deanna Rossini. Page 6 posted some, kind of risque photos, Howie. But today he came up and spoke about it and everything else. And he said he had some difficult conversations. He apologized to some people. He said what he thought. I saw it live, Howie. I saw it live. I ain't gonna lie. I am a New England Patriot fan and everything else, but he definitely looked like he cheated. Now, I didn't think this before, Howie. I didn't think this before. But when I saw it live, it looked like you were looking at a man who not only had to apologize to the team, but he had to apologize to his wife, and he probably did have an affair. Even though before I didn't think he had an affair. Now, after I saw him, Howie, woo, what you think,
thought didn't you say he was single? He wasn't married.
No, I said he's married and
Oh, you
she's
was?
married.
Okay.
Yeah, both are married to other people.
Oh, okay, I thought that she was married and he wasn't. Okay.
No, they both are married to other people, but they both got caught holding hands in a hot tub and everything else. And like we were joking around,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know how y'all are, but my wife would murder me if I was in a hot tub with another woman. Murder me.
Yep.
You know,
I think most wives would murder.
Yeah.
But you know, just man, yeah, he you know, he's in what you call a pickle. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Yeah.
you know, and not just like you said professionally, but in his personal life. You know, and you know that's the risk, man. We take. You know what I'm saying? When you're out here and you know you want to dibble and dabble and you tiptoe through the tulips. You know, you know,
True.
you know, you do. That's risk. You know what I mean? It's a high risk, high reward situation. You know what I'm saying? You know, so yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is what it is, man. From that aspect.
D Jones, do you think he loses some credibility with the team from doing what he did and get caught and then coming out speaking about it?
I want to go back to you thought he didn't cheat. How did
Right? Like it was in question whether or not he clapped.
Yeah,
what did you think?
I thought they were just really close friends. I thought they were just really
prayer
close.
retreat.
Yeah.
But that's crazy because Frank, I thought that you, when we initially talked about this on the other episode, I thought that you were saying that he was single and she was the one that was married. I thought you knew that there was a cheating situation going on.
No, I didn't know. This is what I said, Howie. This is what I said. I said at the time, I don't care because I'd want people to have their private life private and whatever they do public. You know what I mean? Like it didn't to me, and I'll still say this today. What he did by getting in a hot tub had nothing to do and no concerns to me over him coaching New England Patriots. And what she did getting in that hot tub ain't got nothing to do with her reporting the news. Right. It's just two people in their private time doing whatever they do.
Having an affair.
And they you know, whatever they did. I don't care. But you know, everybody else seems to care. So that's why I said I was a little bit shocked by that because maybe I was, you know, not paying attention.
Well, per the interview, according to you, he cares. He cares.
Yes, he see what they got pink because he got, but you know how that embarrassment pink? He got pink. Well, go ahead, D. Jones. Answer the question. What's your take?
I think it's good that he got to talk about it now because in 2 days the draft happened. Ain't nobody gonna think about it. And thank God it didn't happen during the season because you don't want no distractions like that during the NFL season. So, because like last year before the NFL, it was Stephon Diggs on the boat snorting. So they still made it to the Super Bowl. Thank God it didn't happen during the season. So yeah, I think in 2 days, everybody gonna forget about it. The draft is gonna be the biggest topic out there. And he probably did have to go home and apologize and sleep on the couch.
Yeah, well, probably more than that. He probably had to pack up some stuff though. You know what I mean?
Maybe he slept with old girl. I don't know.
Jay, when you look at this like this, man, and you hear Mike Vrabel obviously speaking out and talking about to the team and to the press and everything else, it's a sticky situation. When you look at it like this, man, from outside looking in, what is your take on this, especially when he had to address the team?
I want to thank you and D. Jones for helping me better understand the MAGA mindset.
I'm not even mad at that right now.
I ain't either. Go ahead. I want to hear where this is going.
Vrabel in the hot tub, half butt naked. And Frank was like,
he had trucks on.
I'm not sure he smashed. I gotta wait for the sex tape to drop before I believe it.
Jay, I didn't say that.
You know what I'm saying?
That is you're right. That is a MAGA mindset.
That's the MAGA mindset. It's right there in front of you, dude. All you gotta do is acknowledge it.
Nah, man, I can't acknowledge that, man. I can't.
Don't put me in that. Don't acknowledge it.
I'm like a Trump supporter.
Listen,
I need to see
the only thing Vrabel had to do was step to the mic and say, "Did y'all see them titties?" You know what I'm saying? Because listen, man, you know she's a sports reporter. You know she in shape. She's a former athlete. He's a former athlete. And I'm gonna tell you, the last people he got to explain anything to is their locker room because they doing everything he doing plus some.
Right.
So he got to explain nothing to those dudes. But he had to do it because women are pushing back. I mean, I'm on social media, and I look at a lot of women. They're always commenting saying, "Look, bro, she's out of a job," and nobody's even made this dude even make a statement about what happened. And you're not going to convince me that a lowly reporter, not to be like besmirch the profession, but for comparison's sake, means more in this dynamic than a dude heading up a multi-billion-dollar organization. How is she more into account, and being held, to a higher moral standard than the dude in charge of a multi-billion-dollar corporation? So that's the disconnect. And I'm happy he said something, but he had to say something because the pressure outside of that building is saying that, y'all got to at least acknowledge this.
White Chocolate, what's your rebuttal to that statement?
Well, I agree that he definitely had to say something. I mean, the draft's in a couple of days, and they're not going to answer questions about that during that time. And I think he was smart to wait until now to say something. And people are pointing to the fact that she lost her job. Let's not forget, she resigned. They didn't fire her.
Okay? Semantics.
No, yeah,
well, it's semantics,
bro.
It's semantics because she couldn't provide the proof that they asked for. Okay, so either way, she lost her job, right? But he has to come out and say something because the players are going to listen to him, and he can't be sitting in there saying, "Hey, you guys don't want to be a distraction, blah blah," and then go and be the distraction. He knows, and he pretty much said so today. Look, I can't. It includes me. I'm accountable too, blah blah. But if he doesn't say anything for another couple of days, when the draft comes, there's going to be no questions about play. It's going to be about that. And so I think today was just a PR, we know it's going to be. Nothing's going to happen to him. And I agree with Frank. I have to agree with Frank to a point. Because of social media, everything is everywhere. Nobody has privacy anymore. And, to Jay's point, the players are already doing all that stuff. And let me say something to Howie on behalf of myself, because we all know that we'd be in the doghouse. We'd be sleeping on the couch or the garage. There is no dancing in the tulips over here because I cannot dance. Let's just get that out of the way right now.
It is a damn shame you can't cheat in public no more.
Hey, if I did that, man, y'all be pouring out liquor to start the show because man, everything happened over the weekend with Jay.
All right, Howie, let's move on to the NBA, man. We got to talk about, obviously, the Atlanta Hawks, New York Knicks, man, because at the end of the day, to me, I've been saying this for a while, and I use some of Jay's statements that styles make fights. But I also said at the beginning of this, before the series even started, I said, Howie, Atlanta's going to be a problem. Because matchup, they're going to be a problem. Yeah. And lo and behold, they ended up being a problem at the Knicks in Madison Square Garden last night, 107-106. But let's talk about the game, the last couple of seconds in the game, man, and because New York definitely had a chance to come down and win the game, especially when C.J. McCollum misses 2 free throws at the line. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, I didn't. But anyway, Howie, tell me what your thoughts are with the Atlanta Hawks.
Real quick, when he missed those 2 free throws, it didn't matter. I said, even if he makes these, they're going to have to shoot a 3. If he misses them, they're going to probably have to shoot a 3 because it was only like 4 point or 5 point something seconds up, whatever it was. So that was it. Either I had to shoot a 3 regardless. So, but I'm going to tell you this. The other guy, man, from Golden State, he must have heard D. Jones talking, saying he was a bum. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't living up to his full potential. What's his name? Kuminga. Yeah, he got off. And see, you know what I'm saying? Like when little people, little side things like that happen, you can win. And McCullough was absolutely incredible. He hit a Kobe Bryant fadeaway shot going down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was incredible, man. But him missing those 2 free throws, going back to that, was crucial. Though he can't do that. He even acknowledged that.
So what's your take on the series right now? Where are you at with this? You still think? What? I don't even put words in your mouth. Which way you think the series is going to go now? It's tied at 1-1 heading to Atlanta.
I don't know. And I'm gonna tell you what I think this series is a little bit. I'm gonna compare it to the Detroit series a little bit because we took an L. You know what I'm saying, at home. They took an L home, but what the difference is, we'll see what Detroit does tomorrow. But it looks like Atlanta has a little momentum going into Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what the case may be. I know the Knicks can't lose that game. They got to get home court advantage back. You know what I'm saying? So if they lose that game, then I'll see. Like I'm gonna be worried about the New York Knickerbockers. You know what I'm saying? So right now I'm not as worried about the Detroit Pistons as I am about the Knicks. But I think it's two different situations. But hey, man, listen, Atlanta is doing it. Atlanta looks good. They look like they're not scared. And that's another thing, too. When the team not scared of you, they just doing, hey, man, listen, like you said, would you see who made that phrase up, Styles make fights? This is it. Perfect example.
Love that. I love that
Yeah.
because that's so true. D. Jones, talk to me about the last couple of seconds, what your thoughts were about the game. And then I want to ask you, like, where you at now with the Hawks and the Knicks moving forward?
So I had a feeling Atlanta was going to come back. I was watching the game, and they wasn't taking advantage. The Knicks had them the whole game. And I was like, in the fourth quarter, Atlanta going to take over because they stopped giving the ball to Cat. He was killing the first 3 quarters. Yeah. He had 2 shots put up in the fourth, and they targeted Jalen Brunson because he don't play no defense. Earlier this season, before CJ got traded, he torched the Pistons for like 45, and I'm thinking, man, that would be a great backcourt mate for Cade. He went to Atlanta, and he a vet. He did it with Dame. Now he get his chance to show, hey, in clutch time, I can come through too. The problem with New York is Atlanta's 2 best players ain't even played their best yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
gonna be a big problem for New York because Atlanta's 2 best ain't played their best. I still think it's going 6, maybe 7. I don't know who yet. I think when they go to the road, we'll know how this gonna pan out at the end.
Okay, so let me ask.
But shout out to Mo.
Shout out to Mo. let me ask the basketball savant up on this panel, the filmmaker Jason Hayes. Talk to me, man, because you always, this thing that phrase you say all the time sticks in my head because it's so true. It's one of the truest statements. Styles make fights, and in this particular series, the style of what Atlanta is doing is making a great fight with the New York Knicks. But talk to me, man. What you think?
Right. First, I want to credit the late great Emmanuel Stewart. He's the one that says Styles make fights in terms of boxing.
Okay.
Like a dude who's a bum against other people can go knock out the champ because his style is just suited to knock him out. So for me, like, why? I mean, one, I didn't watch the game, man, because I'm in a house full of women and I had to make a compromise last night on the TV with something. So I only watched like the last couple minutes of the game. And honestly, this is not surprising because if you look at their head-to-head all season long, I think the Knicks won like 2 out of 3, but every game was close.
Right.
So they're gonna play tight, competitive games with each other. But if I'm Atlanta, like as happy as I am, they still could have left down 0-2. And they should have left down 0-2, man, because the skinny kid missed that buzzer shot, and that was a clean look.
Mikal Bridges? You talking about that?
Yeah, Bridges.
Yeah.
Because once McCollum missed both free throws,
right,
5.2 seconds, bro. That's an eternity.
Yeah.
He could have went to the rack. He had enough time to go to the rack.
Yeah.
Bro, I mean, like NBA players can cover the whole 60 feet in 3 seconds. 2 dribbles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He got a clean look. I think that he rushed himself, sooner than he needed to, man, because, he released the ball until like 2.5 seconds left to go in the game. So, he could have gathered himself and really taken a good look. And maybe, and maybe, we having a different conversation today, but I don't think the Knicks are panicking. They shouldn't panic. I mean, they've beaten these dudes. They've always played them tight. But the one thing the playoffs overall has shown me is that it ain't sweet out here for nobody.
Yeah.
It ain't nobody, who's just gonna run over anybody in this thing except for OKC and Phoenix. But other than that, man, this can be real competitive.
Steve, what's your take, your rebuttal to that?
Listen, we talked about this. Atlanta, went through a stretch once they traded Trae Young, and they improved immensely. And they're a scary bunch. For me as a Celtics fan, the Knicks are still more scary because they've had our number for a little bit. And I understand that, the times that they beat us, we didn't have either Brown or Tatum in the lineup, one or the other at the same time. But they still scare me a little bit. It would not be a shock if Atlanta knocked the Knicks off, and that would be a huge upset given the pressure that they have going on down there. They fired the coach, and the new coach can't get out of the first round. That's going to be doom for them.
That'd be horrible.
It'd be horrible. It'd be horrible. So the Knicks had a 14-point lead and lost. Denver, y'all got to check this out. Denver had a 19-point lead and lost to Minnesota last night, and Minnesota ended up coming back and tying the series. Obviously, get last night. Anthony Edwards led the way. He had 30 points. He was playing on a sore knee. I ain't gonna lie. I watched that game last night, man, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I couldn't believe that. I'm looking at this game. I'm halfway paying attention to Howie. I'm like, yeah, this is not big. And then I just see them coming back. I'm like, we about to have a real game here, and we did. Howie Bell, this series is for real over here. Minnesota versus Detroit. The Denver. What is your take on Minnesota and coming back, and beating Denver in Denver?
I'm mad because when they got up like 19 like that, I cut the shit off and went to bed. So I was like, oh my God, they about to blow them out. You know what I'm saying? I was like, here we go. Not just cut it off, man. And when I woke up to Sports Center, I couldn't believe what I was looking at. And so, yeah, I was upset with myself for missing that comeback, man. And I'm happy to see that Ant Edwards picked it up, baby. I love it. I love that guy. I love his gameplay, and I love his drive. You're right. Just what Jay just said. It ain't sweet out here really for nobody. You know what I'm saying? So
what was your thought of how he going to go moving on? Like since Minnesota, came back and tied the series at 1-1. Where you at with this?
I still think Denver is going to win this series. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to get competitive, and that's what people want to see, man. Nobody want to see no sweeps, really. You know what I'm saying? People want to see play. You know what I'm saying? Really, to be honest. So we don't want to see nobody get hurt and things like that, but nobody want to see no sweep. So
D, before I even jump into this, D, did you lose any money on this game last night, bro?
I did not.
All right.
He quit.
I started to put money on Atlanta coming back, but I was like, no, I just kept losing. So I did not put any money on anything last night or tonight, but I might.
I thought you quit.
No, exactly.
Yeah, he said no, exactly.
Exactly.
What's your take?
No, exactly.
I watched the first quarter, and Minnesota looked terrible. And then I seen Edwards grab his knee. I'm like, he about to leave. This game about to be a blowout. I, too, turned it off, woke up. Not only did they win, but Minnesota is talking trash. I think it was McDaniels.
Yeah.
Was talking like, Joker can't defend, Gordon can't defend, Jamal Murray can't defend. They're terrible defenders. I'm like, oh, now y'all talking smack. I'm about to watch the rest of this series now. Like, I'm so mean.
D Jones, they might not win another game with the talking shit.
Hey, but I say this. I think Gobert is overrated as a defender. He is giving Joker some problems.
Yeah. It's a little small problem. Jay, you hear the talking trash? You saw the score. It came back down to 19. Where you at with this, bro?
Tell you something that's not talked about nearly enough about Ant. Ant's a dog, bro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ant's a stone cold dog.
Mm-hmm.
And so as long as he's on that court and he's able to go, Minnesota gonna have a chance. The problem for with Minnesota is it's never been Ant. It's always been the supporting cast and them doing their jobs.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that the tall old Frenchman felt the way because the young tall Frenchman got Defensive Player of the Year because he feel like he should win it every year.
Gobert?
Yeah.
Gobert.
I'm going Gobert.
No, that's what they say, Gobert.
Gobert.
To me, he's Gobert. You know what I mean? He played
good. He played good, though. He played good.
Yeah. You know what? Last night, he was Gobert. But the rest of the time, he Gobert. Right? So he stepped up and played the game of his life. But the problem is he's not consistent.
Yeah.
If he's consistently playing the way he played last night, then Minnesota got a real chance to win this series.
He a little soft
Because
too. He a little soft too, though, Jay.
hey,
You know
he's
that.
soft as baby poo, man. But the problem, with with the kid talking trash, he wasn't lying. I mean, Murray doesn't really guard. I mean, Joker doesn't really guard. I mean, they just outscore you, and they like get fouls on you, to get you on the bench. So if Minnesota can like just play focused basketball, I mean, just do their job, man, this thing can get real interesting, man.
100%. Steve, give me your recap. What's your thoughts?
Listen, Frank, what's the one thing I've been hopping on with the Celtics for the last 3 years?
I don't know, because you have
that they continuously blow 20-point leads, and I have to be reminded that it's not just a Celtics thing; it's an NBA league thing. Teams blow these leads all the time.
Style of play,
and they all do it, and I don't understand how they do it. It's all runs, and it kind of drives me crazy. And I would have been like Howie. I probably would have, if I was watching it and they were up by 20 or whatever, I probably would have shut it off. It's late. I have to get up early. And you get shocked, and give Anthony Edwards credit for carrying his team. I mean, that's what leaders do, and good for him.
All right, let's jump into a couple of other things real fast. Since we're still talking about the NBA, let's do a quick recap of who we think is going to play at the games tonight. From the game tonight, Howie Bell, we got the Celtics playing the 76ers tonight. What's your take on the Celtics versus 76ers, Howie?
Oh boy, 76ers. I feel sorry for them a little bit. They're gonna get beat up again. I don't see them really playing. I don't see them doing nothing tonight. Maybe game 3, because it's game 2, right?
Yep, game 2.
Yeah. Maybe game 3 they can do something. They don't got nothing coming, man. And Tatum look like, man, he's sweet. He looking sweet. You know what I'm saying? He got light-skinned dudes looking real sweet right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, man, he always been good, but he came back like he never missed a beat, man. So, the Celtics look real scary, too, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, they looking like they don't care what's in front of them. And so, I don't see the 76ers really doing nothing.
All right, D. Jones, we're doing a game preview tonight. Celtics versus 76ers. Joel Embiid still not playing. What's your take?
I refuse to say anything good about the Celtics. And
thank you.
I hope Joel Embiid come out like Willis Reed. They win 4 straight.
Is he gonna play?
No,
he's not playing.
This will be over in 3 more games.
Jay, what's your take on this? Joel Embiid's not playing. Celtics playing the 76ers tonight. What's your take?
I want to piggyback, what Howie said about Jason Tatum bringing back light-skinned dudes. That means that Frank can stop being Dominican. He can just lean into I'm light-skinned, man. I'm not Dominican.
That was low, Jay.
He can just claim his light-skinnedness now. He ain't got to hide from it.
Yeah, you got to stop reading my post.
That's nice.
Oh, that's cool.
He can start going, like going by Frank instead of Franco or Francisco.
Franco.
No, hey man, listen.
Hilarious.
Y'all know I hate Boston, bro.
Yep.
But man, Philly, man, they ain't nothing they can do about this, man. I mean, they are a dainty dude in prison, bro. Ain't nothing they can do about what's about to happen to them.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna Steve, you get the last word on this, man. We can move on to the next series. What's your take, Steve?
Okay, I just got through saying I got sick of them blowing the 20-point leads. They got a big lead. They didn't blow it. They didn't piss it away, and they just got to keep doing what they're doing. I think Jason Tatum has made a huge difference, obviously, and it's good to see him back. And so, without Embiid, they're on demand. And so, if they don't sweep them, put it this way: if they don't sweep them, then shame on them.
I will say this: the Tatum ain't doing his best yet, so we'll see. Now let's talk about the Portland Trail Blazers versus San Antonio Spurs. Howie Bell. People are saying this could be more interesting if Portland can do a couple more things. I don't know. I mean, I will say Portland Trail Blazers played better in the last game, even in the loss, than I expected them to play. Do you think it's going to be a series, Howie Bell? What you think?
No, this is the other series where I think that this team can't do nothing, man. Them dudes is dreaming about Wemby blocking their shots and they sleep. You hear me? He is a nightmare for them. There's nothing they can do, man. You know what I'm saying? They gonna have to beat them up. Like it's nothing. What else can they do?
Not
Portland, man. You know they might as well just chill on out. You know, do a bowl of meth and go and
Wow.
enjoy the rest of the Portland people.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, 'cause they don't have nothing coming, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they
Yeah.
really don't, man. This is the only one of the other series where I think that they really just it's nothing they can do. And if the Spurs wear them colorful, different sectional shirts again, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they got a chance of losing by less than 20.
D Jones, what's your take on this as you review the Portland Trailblazers versus San Antonio Spurs series?
As a former sports bettor, um,
as of last night.
one reason I stopped betting, I bet on Wemby a few times, right? You know how many rebounds he had last game?
How many?
Just take a wild guess, Frank.
15.
5.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 6.
5.
Yeah, 5.
Okay.
5? Wow.
That he is a superstar, but don't bet on him, y'all, because
That's inexcusable.
he's gonna do something that he might get you 35 points and no blocks, or he might get you 8 blocks and no rebounds. They're gonna win by 12.
He said 12. I think they're gonna win by 20. But okay,
Yeah.
Jay, where you at with this? What's your take?
I think that for game 1 was Portland's best chance at them because
Yeah.
like how Detroit came out rusty. I think the Spurs came out a little rusty. Like all the teams that were sitting
Yeah.
and they missed that opportunity. Like now they're like focused and they back ready to go with it, man. I think Portland might get one game in Portland, but I don't. It's gonna be Bo Jackson's 40 time at the combine. 4-1.
Yeah, I don't even think they'll get one game because San Antonio, just like you said, Jay, San Antonio was rusty. And now I think they're getting their things back. I think they're gonna blow them out by 20. But
Yeah. It was their best chance, man. If they didn't get him, man, I don't think they're gonna get him.
I think it's gonna be a sweep. Steve, where you at with this Trailblazers Spurs?
I agree. Overall, in general, that the Trailblazers are outgunned, outmanned, whatever. However, let me just throw this out here now. Is that
Coach Chocolate with his conspiracies?
The former bettor said that they were going to win by 12. The spread is actually 11.5. It would not shock me if they fell within that and covered the spread, because as we know, and as I have said, they want drama and they want people to tune in. And if every game is going to be a blowout, they ain't going to get any viewers. So everybody's going to cut the TV off at halftime, like me and Howie and everybody else. So I think I agree with you, Frank. They should blow them up by 20, but I would watch going forward to see how the blowouts play out, because these teams are getting 19-point leads, 20-point leads, and they lose or they don't cover the spread. So that's something I would watch for.
How you with the Pelican briefs? Howie Bell. Let's talk about the Houston Rockets with the Los Angeles Lakers, man. That's another series where everybody's surprised. The Lakers, like, I'm completely surprised. To me, that's what Steve's comments just should go to, because everybody wants to see the Lakers win. You know what I mean? And the Lakers shocked the Houston Rockets. And it looks like Kevin Durant might not play again tonight. So,
damn.
Yeah, looks like he might not play again tonight. I don't know yet. I'm still going to double check. But Houston Rockets are playing the LA Lakers tonight. LA's up one game. Where you at with this, Howie?
I like the Lakers in this series only because Durant is not playing.
Mm-hmm.
If Durant was playing, I wouldn't be as favorite, heavy towards the Lakers, because Kevin Durant not playing. Let's face it, man. That's what I'm saying. This makes
30 points.
Yeah. It makes it kind of even, though, with them missing Luka and, you know what I'm saying, and the other cat, so it does kind of eat Reeves. Yeah, it kind of evens it up a little bit, though. So, it's all fair, you know what I'm saying? What they say, whatever the phrase is, what about fair and war, love and war, so all is fair. But, hey, man, listen, I like what LeBron did. I want to see if he can do it again. I want to see if he can, be a mastermind and run that floor. They put up some points, man, and make it exciting. I love it, man.
Okay, so where you at with this, D Jones? Because we talked about the Lakers, we talked about the Rockets. Everybody and their mother expected the Rockets to be winning right by now, but they're not. D Jones, where you at?
I don't want to hear from LeBron fans tomorrow. That's if KD don't play and LeBron fans are gonna masturbate watching the game tonight. I don't want to hear it. They get on my nerves with the LeBron talk, and they're unbearable. They get on my nerves, man. And if I really don't care about this series, neither one of them gonna get out the second round. But yeah, KD don't play. It's a wrap.
Yeah, it looks like Lakers got a chance.
And me being one of the biggest LeBron fans, yeah, that's all I want to say.
Jay, where you at with this, man? Because both teams got a lot of injuries, man.
Hey, no KD, me and Houston gonna get the D.
See, you see what I mean?
Pause. Listen, LeBron Ramon James Sr. What can I say about the man that ain't already been displayed?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have 30 points a night on the floor and, in his basketball savvy, where they got to like shift their defense to stop that guy, bro, it's about to get late early for Houston.
Yeah.
Because LeBron, he ain't going to let bums beat him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't care who he got with him. Bums are not going to beat him.
Yeah.
So one of the things, with basketball that like when you play, and I'm sure D. Jones can confirm this, no matter how athletic that team is, no matter, how physically imposing they are, if they are dumb basketball players and you are a smart basketball player, you're going to beat that ass all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Because basketball is really a mental game. I mean, it ain't about, who can jump the highest, who can run the fastest. It is not that kind of sport. Even though, they make it seem like that. LeBron is smarter than everybody on that court. And Houston has a special ed team, bro, without KD. Like, they're just not a bright team. They don't have a point guard, and that's been their problem all season long. I don't see them beating them without Kevin Durant.
I don't either. Steve, where you at with this?
I'm in the same camp as you guys. I think it's difficult to win when you don't have your best guys, and he's a difference maker. And I was just reading he's a game time decision, and honestly, in their case, they may be wise to hold him out for another game because he won't be 100%, and then see if they can get him at 100% in Game 3 on their own home floor and see if they can swing some momentum that way. That's what I would do if I was them.
Okay, Howie Bell. Let me just talk about this next topic. I don't think it's going to surprise anybody on this panel, but Mike Tomlin is joining NBC as a sports analyst, and I'm sure you guys probably saw the news about this and everything else, but he's going to join NBC's Football Night in America. There's some people who, are surprised by this. I don't see how they're surprised. I read a couple of articles on this. I don't see how, but they're saying that. Do you think he's going to be a good enough analyst for this NBC thing, Howie?
I think so. It depends on, how if he can catch the groove, because there is a certain cadence that those journalists, analysts go by. But yeah, I think he could do it. I think he has an opinion, a heavy opinion. So they need that. He has pedigree, NFL pedigree. He has that. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be a good analyst, I think. If he can, get his flow together and know how to, banter back and forth, with the other panelists and stuff like that, analysts or what have you, he could do it. I wish him better. And that's money on the floor too, man. That's easy money, bro. Yeah. Easy money for him, for anybody going into that.
One day a week.
D. Jones, you like Mike Tomlin on NBC's Football Night in America?
He was funny on the pivot when they were interviewing him. I think he got personality. I think he's funny. I think we're gonna see another side of Mike Tomlin. And I think it's perfect for him, man. You're a great coach. You're a championship coach. And maybe in the 2 more seasons, I hope he goes to the right team because I want to see him win again. I don't want the Cardinals to come. Hey, come help us. No, I want you to go to a contender and coach them. But I think he's going to be great at it.
I will say this, Jay, for the record. I don't think he's coaching anymore. I think I think he's gonna enjoy this so much. He's gonna be like, this is so much less work and he's making more money. I think he's gonna just what he's gonna do. Where you at with this? Yeah. Where you at with this, Jay? What you think?
My first thought is only in Trump's America would anybody even question whether or not a dude who coached NFL 19 seasons and never had a losing season would question whether or not he knows football.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's, but there are people, who feel like, man, will he be good at this? Can he do this? Bro, he's been performing for 19 years as a head coach. And so that's going to be like a really easy thing for him. It's easy money. It's the Sunday night thing. So he ain't even doing like crazy prep, where they send him out to do all these interviews and stuff like that. So for him,
yeah,
I'm with you, Frank. He can say, wait a minute, I can just work like 3 days a week and still make millions of dollars a year. What the hell was I doing?
Yeah.
Out here grinding for it.
Yeah. I think that's what Steve. I think he's gonna work maybe 2 days. It might even stretch for 3. I think he's gonna do, Steve. I think he's, how the production staff, they go interview the team, the day before the game.
He ain't doing that.
I think he's gonna sit down, and I don't even think he's gonna be part of the interview. I think he'll be in the room and listen to what they got to say. And I think he's gonna work on Sunday and give his, and I think he's not going back to football because he's gonna make just as much, if not more, money. Steve, where you at with this?
I agree with everything you guys said. He looked at Tom Brady and said, wait a minute, that dude's making $37.5 million, and I only got to work 2 days a week, and I don't got to sit and interview nobody, and I don't got to be in the do all that extra
6
work.
months a year too, $37 million, 6 months
and
a year.
I'm going to make millions and millions of dollars. And listen, I think he's going to be great at it. I like he's going to bring a fresh perspective.
Yeah.
And he's got the experience, and so good for him. Listen, the grind was probably getting to him. It wasn't worth it anymore. And like I said, he's looking at, easy money, and he should. I don't listen. It's unfortunate that they gave Tony Dungy the boot, but they have a new voice and a younger guy, and I think he's going to do a good job.
Howie Bell, we got to jump into the football because guess what? The draft is Thursday. I saw a news item today that I don't know if you guys saw it, but I saw it today, and I was like, I got to talk about this to the guys because Odell Beckham Jr. is again going out on all cylinders, trying to get picked up with the Giants again. Odell Beckham Jr. and I think that he might have a shot. You know what I mean? They got him in. They did a workout, doing a physical with him and everything else. He looked like it's a possibility. Howie Bell, you loving the fact that Odell Beckham Jr., who passed his physical, they did the workout and everything else. Do you like the fact that he's coming back at 33 years old, trying to play for the Giants?
I do. Why not? Well, they don't have nothing else to lose. Listen, the Giants got some picks coming up. They got some things going on. They can afford to bring him. He probably don't cost that much. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to bring him back, why not? He's the organization, they know about him. They used to. They got a relationship, whether it's rocky or whatever. In certain situations in the past or what have you. But yeah, I think that's good for him, man. You know what I'm saying? Good for the Giants. Why not? They don't have nothing to lose bringing him back.
All right, like I said, the draft is coming up, D. Jones. When you're bringing in other players, who are former older players, and you got a new head coach like Harbaugh is, else, do you think this is a good look for the Giants if that words leaked out that they're hosting him, D. Jones?
If I think he still got hands, can he stay healthy? If Odell's like your fourth receiver, then yeah, you need a veteran in the room, and he maybe can help the young guys. If you got to rely on Odell Beckham, then that's where the problem lies. But if he's like their third or fourth receiver, then why not? Like, he still got them hands.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. As a resident New Yorker up here on the panel, what's your take as a resident New Yorker about hearing words of this about Odell Beckham Jr. coming back to the Giants? Jay?
Hey, as a resident New Yorker, they can't go nowhere but up. I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
So if they got to bring in, Odell Beckham, David Beckham, or Beckham, back them up, whatever. You know what I mean? I mean, anything, they got to try anything that they can do. But I will say this, you forget that Odell played for Harbaugh in Baltimore too.
That's right. That's right.
So it kind of makes sense, for him to come back, to play for Harbaugh for a team that he played for previously. And 33 ain't that old, man. I mean, he still got some tread on the tires.
Yes, 100%. You're right. So, Steve, you
I
get the
forgot
last
about
word.
Dave that you played for him before. I forgot that.
Steve, you get the last word on this.
No, it's a good move. Listen, we saw it here with Stephon Diggs last year, 32 years old, came in, was a veteran presence in the room. Don't forget, they have Malik Neighbors is out with
Right.
torn ACL, right?
ACL,
At least for the first, maybe month or two. So listen, they need somebody to catch the ball. They need somebody that's experienced, and they need somebody to help build the culture there with Harbaugh. So they have, like Jay said, they have nowhere to go but up. They have nothing to lose. At least he's not trying out for the Jets.
Oh my God.
So
And that's when you know he really destituted, and needs some bread.
100%. How
I would play for the Jets.
and the same news token, and the same news sphere, Jimmy Garoppolo, his word is leaking out that he's considering retiring. You know what I mean?
He's still playing?
See, there's that too. People say he's still playing. Yeah, he was a backup. So Howie Bell, when you hear Jimmy Garoppolo is considering retiring, where you at with this, Howie? What you think? Because he just ended up playing the last 2 seasons with the Rams. You know, and he was backing up Matthew Stafford, but he never saw the field.
Yeah, he was just he was a clipboard holder, you know what I'm saying? But now he can start coaching now. Because that's usually what happens, you know what I'm saying? A guy like him. You know what I'm saying? He can start getting into coaching and doing all the things that, bummed out quarterbacks do. You know what I'm saying? When they get at the end of their rope, when they get a million chances just to keep a job. Now here comes another job. You can go into now you can start coaching. So that's kind of how it goes.
Okay, so D. Jones, do you like the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo is considering retirement, or do you think he should be on another team that clearly needs a quarterback? Because there's a couple of teams out there that need a QB, like Oakland. You know what I mean? Why not go back with Tom Brady and try to get stuff back? That's what I was thinking. But where are you at with this?
Why wouldn't you want to be a backup quarterback in the NFL? I'm getting money, I'm not getting hit, and I'm hitting all the chicks. It's the perfect job to have. I will be a career backup. Hey, you need Willie Beeman? Here I am. Like, I wouldn't retire. Get some more money. You ain't even that old.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, okay. But Jay, I like I said with Oakland, I don't understand why he doesn't even, unless Oakland doesn't want him, even though they got the number 1 pick. But what's your take on that?
I think you answered your own question, Frank, when you said teams that need a quarterback. He ain't a quarterback. Goddamn, you can't win with Jimmy Garoppolo.
You can't. He over with.
If they need a clipboard holder, like D. Jones said, a master Gatorade mixer, stirrer, whatever you want to call it, Jimmy's your guy. If you're trying to win games, even if he's good, he gonna get hurt. He, Jimmy like Anthony Davis, man. He'll get, miss half a season for getting a haircut. You know what I mean? So, but even though he's a backup, you still got to grind. Like, you still got to stay ready in case you got to play. So you're still in the facility at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, especially as a quarterback, working out, studying film, doing meetings and all that stuff. Maybe he's just tired of it, man. He's like, look, bro, I've had enough.
And don't forget running the scout team, because you got to run the scout team and play in the practices. You got to do that.
But women love him, so don't be surprised if he's retiring to go into television or doing something like that.
Yeah, acting. 100% right with that one. I see a smirk on Steve's face. What you smirking about?
Because Jay just stole my thunder. He's going to make $3 million as a backup and put in all that work. And he just saw Mike Tomlin go to NBC, be like, you know what? I can go on NFL Network and be on Good Morning Football or do some other TV crap. And get paid more, and he can do a podcast and make $1 gazillion. There's more ways for him to make more money than sitting there holding the clipboard. I'm with D. Jones though. Listen, you can pay me $3 million, and I'll sit there and hold a clipboard and go take a knee at the end of the game to keep Matthew Stafford healthy all day long. But I think his decision is, like Jay said, if he's a starter, even if he went to the Raiders, which is never going to happen because Tom Brady's there and those guys have a rift. But if he was a starter somewhere else, he would get hurt, and he's probably tired of getting hurt. He's tired of getting hit. He's like, screw this. There's got to be an easy way to make a living. So he's going to go do that.
Howie Bell, we got to talk about one more thing before we roll up out of here. Justin Jefferson is talking about playing with Kyler Murray, but he's trying to walk that fine line. You know what I mean? I read a couple of his quotes. You guys could get off this and read it later and everything else. I think the reason why I wanted to bring this up is I think he's excited about the potential, Howie, of playing with Kyler Murray. That's what I think. And I think he doesn't want to rock the boat, but I really think he's looking forward to it. You know what I mean? Because Kyler Murray throws explosive, he throws bombs. You know what I mean? He's an explosive type of play quarterback with that. But he doesn't want to obviously tip the boat, disrupt things over there in Minnesota. Do you love the fact that Justin Jefferson is talking about playing with Kyler Murray, and the training camp ain't even started yet? You like this fact?
Ooh-wee. Hey man, listen. When Justin Jefferson is the man, bro. You know what I'm saying? He can say what he wants. To be honest, you know what I'm saying. I mean, that's as far as I'm concerned. If he talking about, hey, I'm getting hyped for that. Hey, what can you do? You know what I'm saying? He want to play with him. He want that man to play. He want to catch balls from Kyler Murray. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you can't be mad at the fact that he's expressing that. You know what I'm saying? No matter what the situation is, bro.
D. Jones, where you at with this? Like a wide receiver coming out this early, training camp even starting. He's talking about the backup quarterback.
Minnesota can win that division if Kyler Murray can stay off the video games. But what he should do, if I was Justin Jefferson, I would request a trade to probably the AFC and play with like a young quarterback, maybe like a third-year quarterback, and that's been to the Super Bowl and has experience being in the Super Bowl. And I would request that trade right away if I was Justin Jefferson.
He's not going to Providence, bro.
Who you alluding to?
I'm just thinking about quarterbacks in the AFC that's been to the Super Bowl that almost won, that never won, and could use him.
Oh, okay. All right.
Maybe
they got AJ Brown coming though. This is gonna be good.
Yeah, that's cool too. But nigga, Justin Jefferson. Excuse my language.
I can tell you're not talking about Josh Allen.
Yeah,
no, he's never made it to the Super Bowl.
Jay, were you talking? Were your thoughts about Justin Jefferson talking about a backup QB? Just early on.
He ain't talking about the backup QB. He's talking about the starting QB.
He start. Okay. All right.
That man been looking at JJ McCarthy for 2 seasons now.
Yeah.
And he know he ain't it. He's like, nah, bro. He ain't taking us nowhere.
So Jay, you think he's saying that to say that so he can help Kyler Murray start? That's what you think he's going with that?
No, he's saying that because he know Kyler Murray gonna be the starter. Because he know JJ ain't gonna beat him out.
Okay.
Think about this, bro. Like he been playing, with JJ McCarthy, who got beat out by Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Minnesota really fumbled the bag with Darnold. So this is year 3 for McCarthy, right?
Yep.
So he's been seeing him. And if he ain't like endorse him like that, he knows that he ain't it. He been around football long enough, to know if the guy has it or if he doesn't. And so Kyler Murray coming in, I mean, that's like having Megan Thee Stallion on stack, like waiting in line when you've been smashing Taylor Swift. You know what I'm saying? That's like going up. Hey man, that's some pork chops, to Philip Mignon. So for him, he's salivating, bro. He's like, please give me a quarterback who can throw the ball in a timely fashion and put it where it needs to be. He ain't had that in McCarthy.
Yeah, and the new league is now scrambling. Scrambling QB is the one who makes it. What's your take, Steve? What's your take?
Everything Jay just said, and I'll just add one thing real quick because I know we're up against the clock, is Kevin O'Connell can fix quarterbacks. He did a good job with Sam Darnold, right? And he did a decent job with J.J. McCarthy his first year. And if he can fix Kyler Murray and he can stay healthy, he can be dangerous. And I think that's what Justin Jefferson is seeing. He's seeing the potential there and be like, okay, he's lobbying for him to be the starter. And I agree. He's probably going to be the starter anyways. But if he's going to get fixed, that's a good place for him to get fixed.
I'm going to predict right now that Kyler Murray is going to have a breakout season like Sam Darnold had. I don't know if he's going to go to the Super Bowl, but Kyler Murray is going to have that because he got the quarterback whisperer right now. I think we might be in store.
And Kyler can sling that rock, bro.
Yeah, he can. He definitely can. All right, Howie Bell, tell everybody out there how they can follow you, bro. What's going on in your world and everything else as we wrap this up out of here.
Hey, man, I like Minnesota as long as they lose 2 games a year. So, anyway, you can catch me, man, Howie Bizzell, HOWIEBIZZELL. Holla at your brother and follow your brother, man.
There it is. My man, D. Jones. What's going on in your world?
Pistons and 6.
6, huh?
Pistons and 6.
How can they follow you?
And 313D Jones. I'll tell y'all the rest tomorrow.
All right. Yeah, Jay.
At JD Hayes at fan base, man. I'm always out here in these streets.
Yes, he is. And White Chocolate.
Let me say this real quick. Howie, the other night when the Bruins were playing against Buffalo, I wish I had done like you and cut my TV off because they were winning 2-0 and then they choked it away. Follow me and Frank on Facebook, Boston Straight Shooters on Facebook and YouTube, where we bash the Bruins when they lose tonight.
And one of us won't blow a head gasket. Just one of us. I don't know who it's going to be, but one of us won't blow a head gasket.
I'm trying to savor, to savor that victory, and you had to suffer defeat.
Yeah. Y'all, thank y'all for watching. The name of the show is called Box Seats, where we talk about, obviously, sports with comedians and everything else. Tomorrow, we got to talk about more of the NBA playoffs. We didn't even talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Raptors. We got to talk about that.
That's right.
We got to talk Mike Krzyzewski. I can never pronounce that man's name.
Krzyzewski.
Krzyzewski.
Yeah, we got to talk about him and his son, what they did.
His grandson.
We are going to his grandson. We're going to talk about the sixth man of the year, the coach of the year. And I know you guys talked about it already, but we're going to talk about diving in with a couple other things. And of course, we're going to talk about more about NBA playoff and review of the draft, what the Jets going to do. We're going to do all of that tomorrow. Tomorrow's episode.
Miss it up.
All right, thank you all for watching. We'll see y'all later. Peace.
What you need, yeah, man, I got it, wow. What you say, hey, we about it,
All right, guys, I'm out of here, man.